In the cosmic dance, each soul seeks a reflection of its light in another.
For the soul born under Sagittarius, love begins as an exhilarating paradox. Their love is pure optimism, a fiery belief in the boundless potential of their journey. To them, a partner is more than a lover, a fellow traveler in life's journey. A new relationship is a map full of promise, mystery, and adventure.
This profound love of freedom, this unquenchable thirst for the new, is the archer's greatest gift.
And tragically, it is the very seed of their most painful self-sabotage. In the beginning, this energy is intoxicating. Dates are not dinners, but discoveries.
Conversations are not just about feelings, but about philosophies, beliefs, and the meaning of the universe.
The partner is swept into a whirlwind, feeling like a co-star in the greatest adventure. Even here, a clue: the archer's gaze stays fixed on the next horizon. This constant motion excites, but builds a bond on movement, not stillness. It romanticizes the journey's potential over the intimacy of the present. And so, while the archer is showing their love in the only way they know how, the first thorn of sabotage takes root. They promise a world of adventure, unaware that this very promise creates a fear of the one adventure they dread most. The journey into stillness, into permanence, into the heart of true commitment. This unstable drive for constant motion awakens the archer's deepest fear as intimacy grows. What was once open and full of possibility now feels like closing walls. The archer fears being caged, their spirit stifled by the routines of commitment. This fear sparks restlessness, a constant search for what might be missing. To protect their freedom, they pull back, creating emotional distance their partner feels but can't explain. Love's intimacy, once a source of joy, is now perceived as a barrier to their true self. Heartfelt pleas turn into jokes or abstract debates. This internal panic manifests as physical restlessness, an inability to simply be in a shared quiet space. They begin to romanticize the freedom of others, viewing their own loving relationship as a sacrifice. Their partner's love shifts from comforting warmth to a heavy, unyielding anchor. This inner distortion stays hidden, leaving the partner confused as affection meets unexplained resistance. The sabotage begins. Plans collapse. Quiet ties traded for a solo escape. Each broken promise, each emotional retreat nourishes the darkness that chokes the light. They call this pain survival, a way to stay wild and true to themselves. They think they're protecting their spirit, but they're starving it, denying it the home it needs to truly explore. The archer stands at a crossroads, mistaking love for a cage and escape for freedom. Feeling trapped, the archer turns to their oldest tool, truth. But truth without wisdom wounds. When their partner seeks reassurance, they're met not with empathy, but a cold, hard truth. I'm suffocating. This isn't my adventure. The truth stings like arrows. They wound their partner's heart, leaving scars Sagittarius never meant to cause. This dishonesty is self-defense, a way to push others away and keep distance. Their intellectual confidence, their love for debate, can morph into a know-it-all armor. It dismisses their partner's feelings as illogical, their needs irrational, and their perspective less valid than the archer's. They think they're being rational, not seeing that in love, emotion is as true as fact. This unintentional cruelty gives them the justification they need to leave. It's better for both of us if I go. They frame the escape not as abandonment, but as mercy. And the partner, wounded and confused by this onslaught of truth, often lacks the strength to argue. The archer's truth-bound arrow turns inward, poisoning the well of connection. They've built an unbridgeable chasm, proof of their deepest fear. They're meant to walk alone. Their honesty becomes their alibi, their rationality, their shield. This intellectual win is an emotional loss, self-sabotage masked as righteous clarity. Deeming the relationship unsalvageable, they chase their next illusion, perfect love. Freed from the imperfect relationship, the archer now pursues a seductive illusion, the ideal of flawless love. They don't love the person, but the idea, projecting on them the destiny they crave. This new love is idealized, a flawless co-pilot in their quest for meaning. But reality isn't flawless. The first sign of imperfection, a disagreement, a moment of vulnerability, isn't seen as normal. To the idealist, it feels like a betrayal. The disappointment hits hard and fast. The archer's role now shifts from enthusiastic adventurer to discerning critic. Suddenly, they are not searching for things to love, but for flaws to validate their growing disillusionment. A simple desire for a quiet night in is no longer a mood, it is a lack of adventurous spirit. A moment of sadness is not a human emotion. It is uninspiring, negative energy. Under constant scrutiny, the partner begins to shrink, their light dimmed by expectation. Finally, the archer comes to the only conclusion their flawed logic allows. This is not the one. And with that judgment, their illusion collapses, not in passion, but with cold finality. With each cycle, the archer's spirit fractures further. Their ability to connect fades. They miss the pattern, just a string of failed seekers chasing the sublime. Leaving another almost love behind, they look ahead, knowing the quest wasn't the issue, just the distance. When intimacy gets uncomfortable and routine sets in, the archer flees. They don't walk away, they just vanish, leaving a void behind. This escape is justified as a noble quest, a journey for knowledge or experience that simply cannot be delayed. They leave a trail of broken promises, their excitement for the next adventure outweighing commitments at home. The partner remains in quiet wreckage, a pause in an endless journey, never the end. For the archer, the adventure's pain numbs deeper emotional wounds. The rush of discovery gives a brief, intense high, mistaken for real happiness. But the feeling fades. As momentum dies, silence returns, carrying a faint echo of what was left behind. They fled the relationship, but not themselves. The storm within still waits. And this cycle repeats. Each escape makes the next easier, weakening their ability to endure love's challenges. This chronic abandonment wounds not just their partners, but their own cosmic instrument. How can they aim for a true connection when their very instrument of intent is broken? They seek freedom across the stars, blind to the solitude they build with every bond they break. The thrill of the open road fades, replaced by the chill of knowing no one waits at the end. They escaped their fears and lost what they truly wanted. The archer's paradox, The pursuit of freedom becomes the ultimate cage, vast, beautiful, and empty. Even on the farthest journey, the running stops. In silence, the archer must face their echo. The freedom they craved became a prison, vast, lonely, built from their own choices. They realize that chasing the horizon, they've broken the very bonds that gave the journey meaning. This is rock bottom, where the archer breaks or begins the climb back. True growth begins when the archer turns their gaze from the horizon to their own heart. They must aim the arrow of truth not at others, but inward to face their own fears. The bravest journey isn't climbing mountains. It's quietly mending your own broken instrument. They learn that true adventure is not just in the leaving, but in the profound courage to stay. To listen openly, to stay present, to explore the uncharted depths of another's soul. In this shared space, they find the great paradox. True love doesn't cost them their freedom. They find a new and more profound way to fly. The healed archer finds adventure in stillness, treasures connection, and aims not for perfection, but for the universe beside them. True freedom is having an anchor so strong, it gives you the courage to fly.